In this treatment video, you're going to meet one of our recent patients, Al. When he first talked to me on the phone, he told me his pain was really severe. His pain doesn't get any better. He's going to do something about it. And when I asked him, what does that mean? He said, I'm going to commit suicide. Long story short, he had 30-40% relief after 3 or 4 days. It actually did go very well.
The hip.
Right in the hip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Do you feel that now, standing here?
Yeah, when I drove up this afternoon, the toe got numb.
Okay. And I see last time you were in, you were about 80% better. Where do you think you're at today? Still at 80 or a little bit better?
Yeah, I'd say the same. I think the pain, this morning was like, between 4 and 5. It's just being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, literally. And then you said driving, you had that numbness in the toe. How about anything in the glute?
Yeah.
How was it in the glute?
It just, like sharp pain.
Sharp pain? 0 to 10. 0 to 10 for the pain.
It was like a 5 when I stretched on it. Usually a little bit in the back here, but not much, but it was right here.
How intense was the pain?
6.
He had 2 primary areas of complaints. His right iliac crest, which is the bony area of the pelvis and the backside, they took bone out when they did his hip replacement a couple years ago, and he just has a really big scar right over the top of the bone. So that's his first location that really bothers him. The second location is his actual butt cheek, the gluteal tissue that is likely coming from the disc in the L4-S1 area shooting down to the glute. Notice Al's range of motion. He's able to touch his toes. Guess where he was at the exam? He was a foot, 12 inches away. As we removed the adhesion, within about 3 or 4 treatments, he was able to touch the ground consistently.
Just stretching right here. And that goes right into the toe.
Right into the toe? Okay. 0 to 10 for the stretch here. How intense? 0 to 10.
Say 6.
6? Okay.
Maybe 8. Yeah, make it an 8.
An 8? How about the tingling in the toe?
Yeah, that's an 8 right there too.
Okay. 10.5 inches. What do you feel there?
Right here.
Right in this spot.
Yeah.
All the way over to here?
Yep.
Okay. 0 to 10.
5.
Okay. Is that pain?
Yeah.
What do you feel here, Al?
Right here.
In the front?
Stretch. Yeah.
How intense? 0 to 10.
4.
4? Okay.
The genitofemoral nerve comes out through the psoas at about right here, and it comes down this way and splits into 2 branches. The femoral branch comes right this way, and the genital branch goes down this way. So right on top of it, his psoas muscles contracted down here, and I thought it was deep, and then I just came on top of it, and I feel the nerve that's stuck right on top. So I can't push it down that way, and I am releasing the adhesion underneath it. That's way better. My expectation anytime I find hypertonic tissue is that I'm going to soften it by at least 30, 50, 70% in that single treatment, and it's going to sustainably be released and softened by the next time I see them 48 hours later. That expectation is possible as long as we're getting the nerve entrapments. But if chronic pain sufferers don't know that's possible, they will spend thousands of dollars seeing certain chiropractors, PTs, massage therapists, whomever, 30 treatments, 50 treatments, asking when is this gonna get better, not realizing that that provider also doesn't realize that that expectation should happen. He's got some obturator nerve that's stuck, and I'm hoping that this releases his groin when he's driving. Go. Good. So right in this junction, the psoas muscle, iliacus is right here, QL is right here, and there's an intersection of all 3 of them, and that was pretty stuck. PIQL, moderate to severe, Chris. When I stick my finger in there and I take tension, it doesn't move, so that just tells me it's getting caught in the spider webbing, and so I'm just releasing it. Let's use my sniffles, Al. So he's got this, he had a failed low back surgery in 1991. 1991. He's got this scar right here, and he's got this scar right here. And all his pain has just been where the scar is. And he's had no relief from the surgery. He even had worse pain after the surgery. So a lot of what we've been doing has been unloading this and this, and then also treating the nerves, the superior cluneal nerves that get entrapped as they come over the iliac crest. As they come out, L1, L2, L3, and they come down like this, here and here. And so if the nerve gets stuck right in the tunnel right here, it can just cause a lot of pressure on the disc itself. So it's important for anybody, especially him, because the scar is right over the iliac crest. But it's just important for people with disc problems. They get these nerves unloaded if they're entrapped. Al obviously has had a lot of superior cluneal nerve entrapment because he has that scar right where they cross into the little groove over the iliac crest. Anybody with local symptoms along the iliac crest, I'm going to check the superior cluneal nerves, but also anybody who has chronic disc type episodes, you're going to want to release the superior cluneal nerves because it'll often just open up and deload the disc relatively immediately. So these are important nerves to be able to check. They go like this, so I was coming up from underneath, but I wasn't getting the tension I want, and so I'm coming from the top portion because the adhesion's more likely. If this is the nerve, if the adhesion's over here, then I should remove it from down below, but if it's up here, then I gotta push it from this way to clear it out. I remember when I first started cleaning up these nerves, I was always getting at nerves from one direction or the other, but adhesion can form in any spots. It does form in certain areas more probably than other areas as far as a percentage of location, but you still want to be able to check it from the inferior side or the superior side. Stand up and touch your toes. Superior cluneal nerves, iliac crest and low back crest. 4 passes. What do you feel?
Nothing.
Bingo. The relief that Al has gotten is all because he had significant amount of adhesions from the failed low back surgery he had in 1991, from the hip replacement he had on the left side where they stole bone from his right iliac crest, and then from all the adhesions in his belly, around his femoral nerve, his sciatic nerve, in his butt cheek, his hamstring, and all throughout the rest of his body. If you've had chronic low back pain for a very long time, or if you've had failed low back surgery syndrome for 20 or 30 years, there is hope.